Hello everybody and welcome to CNT Live, where the only thing missing is you. CNT Live is a brand new breakfast show designed specifically for women, and we're here to talk to modern women about the modern world. In this, our inaugural show, we will be talking to the lovely Rebecca Wing about all things breastfeeding. We'll be touching base with Sabrina Sitt, who's our fantastic health guru, and she'll be telling us about the latest must-have diet. And then we'll be popping over to the kitchen with the lovely Meredith Pincer, who's going to teach us how to take a stab at the legendary meringue. Aside from all that, we'll also be hearing from our saucy panel of sexperts, and we'll also be talking to special guest Cece Mitchell about something called dream coaching. All that and more coming up right here on CNT Live, where we talk about what matters to women, and the only thing missing is you. But first, here's the news at 9 with Bethany Bringers.
Kia ora, good morning. I'm Bethany Bringers with breaking news for female persons. Outrage today as Nestlé moved to retract their Lighter Choices reward scheme, claiming consumer enthusiasm has made the scheme unviable in the tough economic climate. The scheme, which was brought in last May, offers holders of 10 or more coupons up to 40% off any of Nestlé's low-fat dessert yoghurt. Nestlé chose not to comment today on the plight of thousands of women who now have to pay full price on the dessert yoghurt despite hundreds of coupons stating otherwise. A magnitude 6.7 earthquake has struck Taupo today, bringing down most of the city and leaving at least 345 people dead. Many others are still trapped in the rubble. And Chris Brown is back with Rihanna, leaving many of us to ask, are we too quick to move on from our abusive partners? In sport, women are less likely to achieve than men. You can expect a blustery southerly in the capital today with showers in the afternoon, so whip out those pashminas, ladies. A high of 17 and an overnight low of 12. I'm Bethany Bringers, and that is News to Women Today.
Hi there, and welcome to our first ever culture segment here on CNT Live. Now, we never shy away from those more controversial topics, and that's why we've brought along Rebecca Wing, who's here to talk to us about the how, the why, and the why not of breastfeeding. Rebecca.
Hi, Michelle.
Now, you're an advocate for women and babies in that they don't breastfeed. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it's true, Michelle. I am an advocate, but I'm an advocate on behalf of men. I have a charity called Mouths Off Our Stuff, which advocates on behalf of men who are disenfranchised by the breastfeeding process.
I see. So perhaps we'll have a word on that in just a moment. Perhaps you would like to speak to us about your advocacy and advisory work. You work with mothers and babies, helping them through what we all know can be a far more challenging process than can sometimes be assumed. What kind of advice do you give?
On breastfeeding?
Yeah, on breastfeeding, yes.
Well, generally, my advice is don't.
Don't.
That's right. I work with a lot of mothers and a lot of babies, and generally when we're discussing this issue, these are the people that we're talking about. But my feeling is there's this whole group of people that we're forgetting about here, and that's where my work with Mouths Off Our Stuff and the plight of men comes in. I mean, you've got these babies and they're like, feed me, give me food so my brain can grow. And then there are these men, these poor men with their stuff out breasts essentially, which they pay for. I mean, women cost a lot to keep. And these poor men who are suddenly being asked to, share? There's this baby hogging it. And there are these poor men who are no longer free to fondle what are, by rights, their possessions.
That's a very radical perspective there, Rebecca. I don't think many men even would agree with that.
I know it sounds radical, but if you've worked with as many babies as I have, you'll start to question this whole myth that babies are somehow entitled to it. I mean, you look at these babies, you look into their faces, you look into their eyes, and you just think, shit, you're selfish. You do nothing, you contribute nothing financially, you do nothing around the house. It is true, there are huge and wide-ranging benefits for breastfeeding for mothers and babies. Socially, medically, psychologically, physiologically, culturally. But so I was never breastfed, didn't do me any harm. I was raised from birth on a diet of Nutrigrain and Fresh Up, and there's nothing wrong with me.
Well, thank you, Rebecca. Certainly that was. We will be back with you right after a brief word from our sponsors.
Janet, I think there is something wrong with my nipples.
Not again, Jeremy. Don't worry. Red, sore or chapped nipples are a common problem that can affect 1 in every 7 men, and are usually caused by loose clothing rubbing against the skin, causing irritation.
But what can I do?
Luckily, chapped nipples are easily treatable with Palm Hill Nipple Moisturiser. Soothing and gentle, Palm Hill Nipple Moisturiser contains almond oil for a smooth, moist and very supple nipple effect.
Could I find it at my local pharmacy?
You could, or you could go online to www.palmhill_nipples.co.nz.
Thank you, Janet. And thank you, Palm Hill.
Hello everyone and welcome to the first love and relationship segment on CNT Live. We've assembled an expert panel of women from 3 very different walks of life here to dish out advice and answer your questions in relation to the complex world of love and sex. So please welcome Sarah Lee, who is the chairperson for the Christian Youth Abstinence and Purity League, and we also have Siobhan Scrubs, who's the local community nurse, and Allegra Jennings, who's actually a prostitute. So, yes. Well, unfortunately, that's all we have. Hi, ladies.
Hi.
Kia ora. Kia ora. So really what we're discussing today is food in the bedroom. So the do's, the don'ts, the how-tos. So what would your advice be on how we could bring some deliciousness into the bedroom and into your love lives?
I don't do it in my personal life, but I've certainly done it with a number of clients over the years.
Ooh, well, that sounds saucy, doesn't it?
Well, yes, I used sauce with one client. It was just his preference, but it's certainly not for everyone.
Well, tell us about it.
Well, we had sex and licked sauce off each other's bodies.
Great. Siobhan?
There aren't any medical risks that I can think of associated with it. It all just comes down to personal preference, I think. Yeah, just no reason why you wouldn't give it a go.
I knew a girl once who gave a guy a hand job.
Right. Good, great. I guess the question. Question, yes. Why don't we go to a question from Trish in Palmerston North? She asks, sexperts, how should you use whipped cream in the bedroom? Siobhan?
Well, Michelle, I'd say there's certainly nothing wrong with a bit of cream. Yeah, in moderation, of course.
Well, I've used cream with a few clients. Not a lot, but some certainly.
Okay. Great. All right then. That's that, Trish. So, that's great. And I guess what I'm asking, and I think I speak for a lot of women when I'm asking this question, is, what we want answered is, what should you do in the bedroom, and what should you do with the food? Any tips?
Well, Michelle, again, I'd say it's about personal preference, and as long as it's happening between two consenting adults in a really safe environment, it's fine.
And discussion is important.
Yeah. And it's also about God as well.
But I guess what the viewers at home are really asking, and is what about a step-by-step guide? So that you don't have to talk about it with your guy. that awkward sort of thing. You could have what you should be doing. So that a woman can express her sexuality through a series of processes, and she doesn't have to be embarrassed, about doing that in any way. Well, Allegra, what about you? Is it a very financial option being a sex worker? Can you get a living wage from that?
Usually, but at the moment I'm studying towards my PhD.
Oh, really? And in what?
The prescriptive nature of female sexuality in the media.
Goodness, that's Well, I think that might be all we have time for today. Thank you for coming in, and we'll be popping over to the kitchen now with Meredith Pincer. She's our resident food goddess here, and she will no doubt be whipping up a storm. Welcome everybody to the CNT Live Kitchen. We're here today with Meredith Pincer, who's going to be taking us through some steps on how to whip up some delicious and very naughty treats. Meredith, can you tell us how we're going to be making these meringues today?
Hello, my name is Meredith Pincer. Welcome to the kitchen, where I will be cooking food, real food that is actually food. Food is good and I like it. Unlike other things, cardboard and this jarred easy cheese, which is not good and I don't like. Although I do find this jarred easy cheese easier than normal cheese, which I find incredibly challenging. Too often in our lives today, we are presented with something called pretend food. Now, this pretend food takes many guises. Sports drinks, which contain isoflavins, isotopes, isotones, isobeams, stalagmites, stalactites, corroborated cardboards, and other things that make no sense. Packaged foods, and of course energy drinks, which are totally liquid mercury. From where I stand, a process of perversion has occurred with food, in that it has been replaced with something that is essentially dysfunctional, because it does not function as food. It functions as plastic, because it is plastic. Right, down to business. First, I'm having these 2 crosscuts with half a teaspoon of cottage cheese, crumbled into Jenny Craig's gas tank. But right now, I'm going to have probably all of these meringues with extra cream, because they're the best thing ever. Now, I know what you're thinking. Won't these make me fat? No, they'll make you happy. With no flat stomach and no unnatural obsession with Pilates. Goodbye.
Goodness, Meredith, though, that's a very lovely sentiment. Not all of us can be as confident as you, but they do look very indulgent, don't they? Might just have to be a little bit naughty and have...
Naughty people don't get meringues.
Pentel Multi-Gloss Deep Enrichening Vibra-Shine Shampoo has been clinically proven to moisturise your scalp, provide 40% of your daily calcium intake, improve communication channels in your intimate relationships, and leave your hair 10 times shinier and full of bounce. Pentel works by encircling your hair in deep shine protection enzymes that work with your hair to keep its natural gloss and shimmer. Pentel. You're nothing without it.
Hello and kia ora and welcome everybody. I'm Michelle Benin and welcome back to our first ever health segment on CNT Live. This is Sabrina Sicht and she is here to tell us about a brand new diet straight out of Hollywood via the shores of Norway. Sabrina.
Hi Michelle.
Hi.
Well, this diet is really exciting for me because it's really popular right now in Hollywood.
Great.
Even Kate Middleton is trying it to get rid of that frumpy looking bump that women get in their third trimester of pregnancy. The diet was devised by a woman called Olga Fager, who has written over 17 foolproof diets in the last 20 years.
Wow.
Unfortunately, she's dead now, but that happened. So, this diet is about cutting, cut the fat, cut the calories, cut the fibre, cut the protein.
That sounds just a little bit extreme, Sabrina.
Yes, Michelle, it is.
Yes.
Some people have been known to have the weight of some of their heavier internal organs reduced by half in just 2 weeks. The diet starts with a detox which lasts 5 days, during which time you can't eat meals or snacks, but you can have water in small quantities. And then you can add in back in wheat, but not in its processed form. Okay. Not in its unprocessed form either, but you can be around it and you can't sniff it. And then it's just about keeping up an exercise regime of Zumba and Pilates and yoga and Zumba and Pilates and yoga and Zumba and Pilates and yoga.
I think this diet is So next up, we're going to be talking to Cece Mitchell, who is going to be teaching us about something called dream coaching. Sabrina? Okay. Well, we've almost reached the end of our first episode of CNT Live, and no CNT session would be complete without the teaching segment of our show. So I'd like to introduce Cece Mitchell, who's an enterprising young woman who started her own dream coaching business. Cece.
Good, thanks, Michelle.
Right, so dream coaching is a bit like life coaching, isn't it?
No. It's best described by my t-shirt, which I'm wearing currently, which has gotten my logo printed directly onto it. I'm a dream coach and this is my slogan. Dream it, live it, be it, do it, see it, have it, chase it, get it, eat it, feed off its joy, live your dreams. And then on the back, because you've only got one life and you're living it right now.
Great. And so what exactly does that entail?
Well, Michelle, a dream coach is there to help you follow your dreams, no matter what.
What?
What?
No matter what?
No matter what happens. So later today, I'm going to be teaching the people at home how to do dream coaching on themselves. But I thought I'd start by demonstrating on you, seeing as all your dreams have obviously gone so horribly wrong.
I wouldn't go as far as to say anything like that.
Starts by looking at yourself and asking yourself some questions. So I just want you to close your eyes. So there must have been a time in your life when things were going a little bit better for you than they are now. So you may have weighed less, you may have had a more respectable job, or you may have had a boyfriend, or at least a better chance of getting one than you do now.
I'm married, actually.
You're just being quite closed off right now, Michelle. So what I want you to do is imagine all those dreams and aspirations that you had for yourself at that time, and I want you to ask yourself the question, what went wrong?
This has all been fascinating.
So,
and
Michelle, what I want you to do is I want you to take what went wrong, okay? All the, the embarrassing mistakes that you've made in your sad life, all the bad decisions and the mismanagement across all areas, and I want you to throw it away. You know what I mean? Because everything that you've screwed up so irreparably is not irreparable in a metaphorical sense, although in an actual sense it is. But it's not important, although still very haunting, I would imagine. What's important is you feeding your dreams with the hope of a better tomorrow. I'm going to rub your face with oil now, and as I do, I want you to think about those dreams and those aspirations that we were reimagining for you, and I want you to pick one, okay? And I'm just going to move down and rub your hands now. And as I do, I just want you to imagine reaching for that dream, do you know what I mean? And holding that dream, do you know what I mean? And I want you to feel the actuality of that dream between your chubby little hands, do you know what I mean? Like a warm, really high energy cracker between these stubby little fingers. And I want you to hold on to it and feed it. Feed it with your energy and feed off its energy and keep eating and allow it to fill you up until you're completely full of it, but not so you're bloated, which I know may be hard for you. I want you to reimagine them when you're feeling overwhelmed by the depressing direction that your life has taken. I want you to keep thinking about these, because the more you do, the more they begin to exist and rewrite your own perception of your own potentialities of your own life experience. So hold that dream, follow your dreams, and never stop, because you've only got one life, however disappointing, and you are living it. Right now. Go forth. Dream it. Live it. Be it. See it. Do it. Have it. Chase it. Get it. Eat it. Feed off its joy. Live your dreams.
Well, unfortunately, that's all we've got time for today. I hope you all enjoyed the inaugural show that we gave you this morning, this breakfast show that truly is a one-of-a-kind, a multi-dimensional and broadly applicable show that seeks to provide enlightenment, entertainment and education for women, by women, about women. We are CNT Live, where the only thing missing is you. Good morning.
But I like what you're drinking. Yes, I don't know about you. Can you tell what I'm thinking?